Welcome to Daily Saints channel, where we follow the traditional Latin Mass calendar of saints.
February 1st, we celebrate a man who stood at the very dawn of the Church, Saint Ignatius of Antioch. Long before he was a martyr, Ignatius was a student. Imagine being taught the mysteries of the faith from the men who actually walked with Jesus. Ignatius was a disciple of Saint John the Evangelist, and in the year 69 AD, Ignatius became the third bishop of Antioch. He was ordained into the ministry by Saint Peter himself. He belonged to the Apostolic Father, the generation that held the direct of the Apostles' witness. This city was the headquarters of the early missions. It was the place where we were first called Christians. For nearly 40 years, Ignatius served as a shepherd in this bustling metropolis. He guided the church through seasons of growth and waves of Roman persecution, becoming a pillar of stability for the entire Christian world. Today, the city of Antioch, known as Antakya, is a city we all learned about when the devastating earthquakes of 2023. It is a city that has been leveled by nature many times over 2,000 years, but it is also a city that refuses to die. The Greek Orthodox Church of St. Paul, a symbol of the city's long Christian history, was almost entirely toppled. Yet, in a powerful testament to the roots of our faith, the cave church of St. Peter, the mountainside grotto where Peter and Ignatius actually preached, survived with barely a scratch. It stands today as a silent witness to the era of Ignatius, unshaken while the world around it crumbled. And finally, in 107 AD, the peace of his long ministry was broken. The Emperor Trajan arrived in Antioch and ordered the arrest of its bishop because of his faith. What followed was a months-long journey across the empire to Rome. Bound in chains and guarded by 10 brutal soldiers whom he described as leopards, Ignatius transformed his death march into a final mission. At every stop, he met with local Christians and wrote 7 legendary letters. In these pages, we find the first written use of the term Catholic Church and a fierce defense of the real presence of Christ in the Eucharist. His 7 letters that defined the Church. He urged the Ephesians to stay united, the Magnesians to embrace the new covenant. He defended Christ's humanity to the Trallians, and begged the Romans not to stop his martyrdom, calling himself the wheat of God. He called for unity in Philadelphia, gave the Smyrnians the title Catholic Church, and coached St. Polycarp to stand firm like an anvil. The journey ended on February 1st at the Roman Colosseum. As the lions approached, Ignatius prayed to be ground like wheat, to become pure bread for Christ. He was martyred instantly, leaving behind only his largest bones, which were gathered by the faithful and returned to Antioch as a priceless treasure. Today, Saint Ignatius is honored in the most sacred part of the Mass, the Roman canon. He stands as a reminder that the faith we profess is not a collection of ideas, but a witness signed in blood. Saint Ignatius of Antioch, pray for us.